What's up, guys? I hope things are going great for you. So the last 2 months I've been using Ally Invest to manage half of my emergency fund, and it's not as good as I was hoping. So first, a little bit of context. So yes, I manage half of my emergency fund in actual stock, ETFs, investment accounts, because I have a 1-year emergency fund. So the way that I structure it is I have half of my emergency fund in my Ally Bank high yield savings account, the other half in this Ally Invest account. So that's why I'm investing my emergency fund. We can talk more about that later. So I wanted to just take you through what I see as the pros and the cons of using Ally Invest right now, February 21st, 2020, because as we know with these online banks, things can change quickly and this might be out of date before I even post it. So let's go through the pros. First pro that I have on the list is that it makes it very easy for me to manage my emergency fund and other assets. I, as you guys know, use Ally Bank for almost all of my banking. Check this link here if you want to know my thoughts on Ally Bank in general. So it makes it very easy to have half of my emergency fund in this Ally Invest account, and on the same screen I can see the other half of my emergency fund in my high yield savings account. Second pro on the list, and I don't even know if you can consider this a pro at this point, but they do not charge commissions or fees. As you guys know, almost all the brokers now, especially the online ones, have gone commission free, and like, if you're using a broker still that charges commissions, maybe don't. I got some links down below if you want some free stocks from Webull and Robinhood. Both are great trading brokers that I do use or have used in the past. If you want to sign up, get free stocks. They don't charge commissions, and neither does Ally Invest. Okay, the last pro I have on the list, which is really the biggest one for me, especially since I'm using this for half of my emergency fund, is the ability to get near instantaneous transfers between my Ally Bank account and my Ally Invest account. So when I'm taking money from my Ally Bank account, putting it into Ally Invest, the transfer completes during business hours between 1 to 2 minutes. And the same thing is true the other way around. When I'm transferring money out of my investment account to my Ally Bank, 1 to 2 minutes, which is amazing if I did end up having some sort of like ridiculously large emergency expense. I'm realizing now it'd have to be like really crazy large for this to really matter. But it's good to know. It's good to know. Now let's get into the not so good stuff. And there's a lot more of that than I was hoping. Okay, so I don't know the back history of Ally Invest, but what it feels like to me is that they're using another broker behind the scenes, or they acquired another broker, because their apps are quirky. Like, when you're in the mobile app for Ally Bank, which is a great mobile app, and you tap on your Ally Invest account, it kind of drops you into this weird place. And it works. It's functional, except for the times that it's not. But it gets weird. If you leave it open and just background the app, eventually you'll get timed out and you'll get signed out. That's normal. But you open it back up and it gives you all these errors, and you have to click OK and OK and OK and back, and then eventually it logs you out, and then you have to log back into Allies. There's definitely some weird stuff, and it's a little bit quirky, and honestly, with an investment provider, you don't really want to have quirky. This has probably been my biggest problem with Ally Invest so far, is their instability. I don't invest money all the time, but when I was loading up this account, I had about $75,000 that I was putting into this account. So I was dollar cost averaging. I was buying stocks every single morning, and I would buy them at the market open. And what I found is there were a lot of days at market open when their service was just unavailable. And their apps sometimes told me that it was unavailable. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes you just saw this loading indicator. It was like round and round and round and round. You're like, what on earth is going on? And again, when it comes to someone that's managing your money, instability is not really something that you want. So that's been a big problem for me. I don't know if they've resolved it. I haven't actually needed to invest money in that account in the last 3 to 4 weeks. But it wasn't that long ago that it wasn't working very well. So I'm not expecting them to have fixed it already. Maybe that will get better in the future. Who knows? That's a big concern of mine. Okay, and the last con Their reports suck. And when I say the reports suck, they don't have any. Like, I can see how my account is doing total. I can see how my account is doing today on the web app. I can't see that on the mobile app. And that's it. I can't see a graph of how I've been doing over time. Nothing. So that really kind of sucks. I would like, minimally in an investment product, I would like to see a graph of my portfolio over time. That doesn't seem like too much to ask, to be honest. So will I continue using it? Probably just because I'm lazy. At this point, I have $78,000 invested in the account. Doing an ACATS transfer to another broker is honestly like not the most simple thing. But I might not keep it in there. What I might do is I might end up moving this over to M1 Finance, who I've been using for my dividend portfolio. There's a link to sign up down below. Highly recommend M1 Finance if you're looking to have a portfolio that you pick, but is auto allocated for you. So real quick rundown on M1 Finance. You say, I want this stock, this ETF, and this stock, and I want it to be 10%, 20%, and whatever the rest is, 70%. And every time you put cash in there, they'll just auto buy it to that limit. You can click a button to rebalance periodically if you need, and it's great. It's how I'm managing my Ally Invest account, but I have to have this crazy complex spreadsheet to do that. So I still might end up moving it to M1 Finance. I'm not sure yet. It's really just a matter of how much some of this other stuff concerns me and bothers me. If you're using Ally Invest, I'd love to hear your experiences, especially if you've been experiencing any of this instability that I've been experiencing. I've only noticed it around the beginning of the day, but if you're experiencing it and I'm experiencing it, probably a lot more other people are experiencing it. That's not good. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear how your experience is. Did I just say experience like 17 times? I think I did. Hit that like button, really does mean a lot. Subscribe, notification bell, do all the things that YouTubers ask you to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.